crazy. Dr. York said it. They called him crazy. The Bible said it. People said don't listen to it. So now your Pentagon, your government comes out and confirms it. A light-skinned person, for one, no disrespect to light-skinned people. He said if he was a light-skinned person, right, or a Caucasoid, people would have listened to him, right?
Don't get me started. Hold on. Don't get me started. Hold on.
Topic on how some people have made the white man their God.
Hold on. There you go. Let's get to the root of the issue. If Dr. York or Elijah Muhammad was a white man, you would not be asking none of these questions. You would automatically accept that. So the problem is a lot of you niggas are still under a spell of self-hatred. You cannot accept truth coming from your own people. Point blank. Period.
Yep.
Yeah. Next question, we got it. T, you wanna hit this one? Can you see it?
What is the spirit realm? Where do we go when we go to sleep? Does our mind see our meditations and imagination as real, or it's a reality in a second realm we create? So,
man, listen. Some of y'all are so heavenly minded, you're no earthly good. If you sleep on the couch, go to sleep right now, and go and ask the person that's sitting next to you, where did you go when you were asleep? Ask them where you went. They're gonna say your ass has been asleep here the whole damn time. You've been here. Some of y'all want to be so ethereal and not just grasp these basic. This is basic science. You are right where you went to sleep at. Now, what is transpiring in the brain and in the mind is based on if you're dreaming or not, is that you went to a place based off of rapid eye movement, right? The secretion of certain levels of hormones created a state for you known as dreaming. You went to a dream state, all right? Now, here's what's going on. And when you enter the dream state, you are capable of travel. Where you go, I don't know. You have to tell us where you went. How can we know where you went? You went. I'm done.
So I would tell you, I opened up the holy tablets. Okay, I would advise you to go and find Dr. York, the holy tablets, and read chapter 7, El Hayy, which is the living soul. And in it, he speaks about the etheric body. Okay, and some of you have come in contact with the reality of your etheric body just off of sleep paralysis alone. Okay, so here's what I can say. I second heavies, we don't know. I don't know where you go particularly. I don't know if there's a name for the realm or any of that. What I do know, per my experience, is that I have a soul. And with that soul, I'm able to not only experience astral projection, but I'm also able to participate in other phenomena like sleepwalking. Not sleepwalking, dream walking, like they presented for you in the movie, what was it, Doctor Strange 2, the multiverse of madness, where I was able to incarnate into another body in another life. All right, and I observed it fully, me leaving my body and going and entering into another body and entering into another body that led me to being able to download into another body. So it may differ from person to person, the same way dreaming differs from person to person, because not everybody dreams in color. Go figure. Not everybody sees the same colors. Okay, yeah, some people call it color blind. Some people may be able to perceive colors in a different way, like synesthesia. All right, some people may have heightened saturation in their view. Other people might have dull saturation in their view. Okay, depending on how information has been received. So to answer your question, where do you go? It depends on who you are, where you are. All right. Sometimes you may travel to different places in this world through astral projection. Sometimes you're going through or searching through or traveling through memories. All right. And they manifest as images. If you were to close your eyes right now and think of a brown dog.
See, Faise, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't do what?
Because See, what you're giving them is a reference point, right? But what they should do is realize that they're the journeymen and really do the insight of where am I? What am I experiencing? What if
That's what I was
you
about
get
to
what I'm
do.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell like this is if you're the journeyman, you should be aware of your journey and what you are experiencing. Like he said, we could be going to totally different places. I could tell you where I went. I could tell you what I experienced. I can't tell you what you have experienced. You have to be a person that's wise enough and observant enough, you get what I'm saying, to actually pay attention to your experiences. This is called awareness. This is awareness. Where did you feel you were? What did it feel like? What was the scenery? What you get what I'm saying? But go ahead, Faise. Someone say let Faise finish. Go ahead.
Well,
Forgive me,
I'll
Faise.
keep it simple then, because I want other people to be able to jump in, right? So I was going to say, if you close your eyes, I'll just do it like that. Instead of going through the exercise, I'll just provide you with it, right? If you close your eyes and envision anything, a brown dog, a blue elephant, an orange car, even if you didn't close your eyes, you do understand that you're envisioning those things as I'm saying it, correct? So long as you know what orange is and so long as you know what a car is. And each and every one of you saw a different image with the same components, okay? While you're in the awakened state or experiencing beta frequency, okay, this is how that image appears to you. Now, you could take that image and materialize it by drawing it or computing it into a video game, all right? Or create parameters of what is going to exist within so that it can appear in a music video or animated. There's a million different ways you can cause that to actualize, or you can go and find an elephant and paint it blue. You understand? Either way, whatever you saw in your mind, all right, it may very well vary from what I see in my mind. So watch this. When we go to rest, okay, or go to sleep or enter into the slumber state, or really we fall in frequency, okay, because people think it's heightened, but actually your brain waves slow down, okay, for you to experience a higher plane. Go figure that. Okay, when we pass non-rapid eye movement or NREM, okay, the first stage of that is referred to as hypnagogia, all right, or hypnagogic hallucinations. Okay, when you experience hypnagogia, if I were to say orange elephant in your ear, not only would you not have to attempt to envision it, it would appear more real. Are you with me? As when you slip through those states, suggestion is more prominent. Okay, and as you go deeper into past the alpha and theta, all the way down into your delta, okay, where the brain waves are much slower. Okay, now I could stand on the side of you and say, you know what I'm saying, what do you call it, a pink dolphin. But if you're too deep in delta, none of the suggestion will be prominent at that point. Okay, which means what? Some people sleep closer to beta. That's why they call them light sleepers. Some people sleep closer to delta. They call them heavy sleepers. You ever stood over somebody and say, yo, what the fuck's wrong with this? Yo, you screaming. They have ears, okay? They have an auditory sensory input compartment and they can't hear you. Why? Because they left. They drifted in frequency. So go study this. Go study the Jose Silva method or the Jose Silva technique. Okay, when you get into the extrasensory processing that each and every one of you innately have the ability to activate, okay, at least is what he was teaching. And what you'll find, here's my point, is because I said orange elephant or blue elephant, whatever color or thing I put that color to for that adjective, because I said that, you took it into your consciousness, all right? You may dream about that now. So if you dream about a blue elephant, I did that, okay? So imagine all the things that you take in suggestively, all right, while you're in the beta state that you dream about, okay? So if you can envision it, it's real. And you take that reality into that dream state of observation. There's different states of conscious observation. And that is what allows for you to observe it in its entirety, to say, I can touch this elephant now. I can smell the elephant now. Because everything that was the property okay, or every piece of the property that allowed for that elephant to exist, you took it with you. All right? And the smallest, go ahead, Heavy.
I'm going to say, yeah, because with all that being said, he still ain't going to tell you where you go when you go to sleep. This is why I'm not going to waste my time putting out all that.
I have a
People
question.
know I give in-depth stuff, but at certain times I just get straight to the point.
Right.
Where do you go when you go to sleep? I don't.
Go watch the movie Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of
You are
Madness.
the journeyman.
Before we do that,
like
watch the movie Doctor Strange and the
but
Multiverse
even
of Madness.
if you watch Doctor Strange, that was what happened in Doctor Strange. Even if you read about Jose and what he did, that's Jose and his thing.
Notice
That's not his biochemical.
So
I
didn't tell them
totally
they went to Cali. I was telling them how their brain works.
Like that's why I said REM sleep. Go to this, but at the end of the day, I don't know your biochemistry. I don't know your psych level. I don't know your hormonal balance or imbalances. I know nothing about that. You have to be aware. There's a level of awareness that person has to have. Period. Point blank. Like we can give you all this type of stuff, but your question was very specific to me, and I see it. You know, when we go to sleep, you get what I'm saying? Do our minds? It's not a collective thing in places that we're all going to the same spaces and the same places. That's not true. I've been to spaces that other people have never been. They can't describe it. I'm sure each one of them have been to spaces and places that none of you have never experienced when they've gone into these spaces. That's why awareness is just so important. You get what I'm saying?
What about the families that have experienced the same dream? Family members of the same family, grandson, mother, brother.
That's called a phenomenon that everyone doesn't experience. That don't mean that person who asked this question is going to have that experience with their family when they go to sleep.
Yeah, no. That's not what I'm talking about. I understand that. What I'm saying is, where would this place be, right? If it's tangible, it's an experience that one creates, right? And you have people who say they've met actually in their dreams, and then if you believe any of the CIA documentation, where they state that they have been using, well, Russian scientists have been using the dream state to act. They have been inducing the dream state, going into it consciously, awarely, having meetings, meeting up at specific places and target points and things of that nature. So that's
a good question. I was gonna write it was a while, maybe 2021. I was gonna write a book, Where is the Dream World? Right? I never got to it. I spoke about it briefly in one of my books, but I never got to actually write it. That is a good question, because I was like, where? I have the same question you have, Cash Rain. Where do we actually go? Okay, I don't have enough information to say we don't go anywhere. I don't have enough information to say that. However, the same way, I'll say it again, the same way I observe this reality in a certain way and you observe it in another way, if we could be in a club and we're in two different places. We could both be in the club.
The same club, yep.
Understand? But we're in two different places, because if I were to give my recount of what I experienced and you would have come and give yours, okay, people like, them niggas went in the same spot. The motherfuckers hospital up in here. This, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a target on me. Nobody want to, don't go in there. They spit in your drink. That motherfucker, next motherfucker say, yo, listen, everybody loved me. I was getting, tips and da-da-da-da. So, you with me? Two different realities that people will.
Can I say
go ahead?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, T, right quick. Because when I'm listening to everybody, even in the conscious community, talking about death and dreams, what I'm getting at is a lot of so-called black people, so-called Nubians, y'all are not researching the multiverse theory, which is a real scientific theory. Because when we look at our records, right, brought down by various reincarnated master teachers and our ancestral records, they talk about the multiverse. It's called Katir Makwan, the multiverse. So if we as a collective start researching the multiverse theory, which they've been putting in movies, okay, but we'll stick to the theory. Research the multiverse theory, then you'll begin to understand a little deeper on what's going on with your dreams, what's going to happen in death. You got to understand the fact that there is not one you, there are many yous. Each of you exists in present time and in parallel universes. Again, this is a dream. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. This could be looked at as a dream or a nightmare, right? But it's not going to make sense if you don't have any awareness of the multiverse theory. You're going to still be lost asking these questions about death and about dreams when the answer's already out there. That's all I have to say about that.
Exactly.
So,
I like that. Okay, guys, we got. Okay, but y'all go ahead. If we spend
wait, hold
30
on,
minutes
hold on.
and then go into other subjects on every question, we will be up here for a total of another 6 hours. I just want to point that out.
I got 6 hours.
Right, go ahead.
I don't have another 6 hours, but I'm just saying, if we're spending 40 minutes on every questions and then lure off into other things, I just want us to be concise with hitting their question to a point. I feel like it requires so much. It's like it really doesn't. We can be very concise with our answers and give them the information. Because I know people, everybody loves it, and trust me, I know, because we're all lovers of information to a certain degree. But it's all about giving you the understanding, not just the information. And if I can consolidate and understand your question, I can give you the understanding, and it doesn't require me to give so much of the information. I can really give it to you in a particular way. So I want to be.
I also want to give a few movie recommendations. The reason why I'm big on movies is because we don't learn by reading English words. We learn by through images and holograms, right? So the movie is the closest thing to how we learn. So with that being said, dealing with the multiverse, that's very, very okay. You gotta understand that shit. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some movie references. Number one, there's a movie called The One with Jet Li. Go check that out. Came out in 2000. It's called The One. Go check that out. Number two, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Very important movie. Number three, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Go watch these three movies. You'll have a greater understanding of your dreams and of death. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Has anybody ever died in their dream?
Yeah, yes. I've been, nigga, I've been shy.
I mean, like, really died. I ain't talking about, like, damn, you woke up. I mean, like
yes,
you died to the point where, like, oh, shit, this shit over. I'm dead.
Oh, no.
And then woke up.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
I died. Yes. Been at the funeral, watch people crying.
Oh, no, I ain't
like, oh, shit, I'm really dead.
I didn't go through watching myself in the funeral, none of that, but I did die. Like, listen, I done died so hard sometimes. You know, it's like, you don't really know what that is until you experience it, right? So I really was shot to death a few times, or, you know what I'm saying, dropped off of a building. So all kind of shit done happen where it's like you really die. And they say in psychology, you never hit the ground. That's false. I done cracked my whole skull open, falling off some shit in a dream. And I thought, oh shit, it's over. Every time unless I was lucid dreaming, every time where I had that experience where I died, I thought to myself, oh shit, I had to be peaceful. I got to come back to the center. This is over. And then shortly after that, that dream fades and I'm here. So what I can say is, last thing I'll say on that, from that experience of that dream being down to the blood in my nose, right? And waking up and still feeling like that blood dripping down your nose, right? From it being so real. And then coming here, every time that happens, I feel like I wasn't here originally. Every time it happens, I feel like I actually was living another life. They shifted around and I think I'm here, but I wasn't really here. The same way you go into a dream and you don't start being born in a dream. You just walk right into it. Niggas is talking to you, offering you bread. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Like, oh, speaking of that, and my wife is right here. I woke up from a dream yesterday, and I'll make this really short. See how we prolong this question?
I mean, I just wanted to get it quick.
But Right. And then but I had a dream. I was in a place yesterday. I described it to my old lady, right? And I remember the name that the people told me was the name of the place where I was. And the name of the place
Right.
was Utaru. It was called Utaru. You know what I'm saying? And I looked up I'd never heard of this place. It's not a place that I existed. And I looked up the word just to see what the hell where's this place Utaru? And the name, it's a place like, it was an Indonesian word, and it just meant north.
Yep.
It literally meant
Yep.
north. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that was crazy. But that was a dream I had last night of a place that I was, and there was some weird,
I was
some
taught
cool shit
about
going on.
listen, I was taught about parabolic equations off planet. I was in a whole nother world where it was a whole bunch of white kids learning about flat earth, right? And they were laughing at this dimension. They said they think the planet is flat. They were laughing. And that was the first time I heard the word parabolic. And it was a little white guy, right? I had to be the oldest in the class because all of them like they were little fifth graders, laughing and standing at the front, the board, which their board was like paper. It wasn't how we got chalkboards and dry erase. Theirs was like paper. And they had this map of Earth that they were laughing at. It looked like a box. And they said, this is what they think the planet is? And they started talking about the parabolic shit. But while they were talking about it, I steered off. So one more thing, Akibu. They told me my name was Akibu, right? And I was concerned about it. I astral projected to a place. And I was concerned about what was going on here. This is about 2 years ago. There was a lady there who gave me my name. She said my name was Akibu. And I was trying to figure out how I know her and where I knew her from. There's a whole bunch of women that was in there. They must have been my wives from different lives, okay? But she gave me this piece of paper. The word Nuwapu was on it, or Nuwap specifically. The word Nuwap was on it. I said, how can I help? She said, I know you want to help. And, yo, something went wrong on the time, right? And she gave me this word, Akibu. I said, how can I help? She said, I know you want to help. She said, Nuwap. And I went and looked up Akibu, and it meant the problems of this world cannot end. I didn't even know that word, never heard it before. So I just want to second that yeah, there's a lot of information that you can receive from people that's off planet or out of this dimension if you listen.
Yep, I've learned different languages in my dreams.
If you get those in a dream, right? Where is this place? Is this a place? These off-dimensional beings.
I don't know. I have no idea. They haven't shown me.
So,
I don't think it's a directional place. Like I said, I think you get there through intention and perception, just like how you go to realms. There's no realms exist in these dimensions. You get what I'm saying? But your perception and awareness is what allows you to access realms. You know what I mean? That's not a place you go in a car.
Can thoughts
it's a place
be that?
Yeah, it's a place. Yeah, right. That's just my take. It's almost like a child going into the forest with a child, but that child being able to see things that you don't see. Awareness, or like it opens up different realms. So I don't. That's why I don't think it's a place that some of these places you don't go to in a rocket ship where they shooting up into the firmament.
That's
like, right. Let's get to the next question. Here we go. We made it. Woo! We made it past this question. God damn. Let's see. This one was coming from Natural Born God K-Mac. Y'all see that question? Can everybody see that at the bottom? Y'all see it?
No, I don't see nothing.
Says, why do people get so stuck in the past? Like evolution isn't supposed to be a good thing, depending on the information you apply to your journey back home. See, that depends on the understanding of evolution. Some people don't think of evolution as a good thing because of the theory of evolution of being dinosaurs, but to adapt and to be ever changing, that's the only consistent that does exist, right?
But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so like if it's going based off of that, so if he's talking about evolving, or is he talking about in the sense of man becoming monkey? I don't know, but the way he said it, it seems like the evolution of changing into better, and maybe that's just the reason it seems so far perspective is because a lot of people can't change themselves. They have to hold onto that identity of who they are in order to not have their reality shattered. That's what I can understand from that. If you're talking evolution of that perspective.
Yeah, I would say many people might echo the fact that you're not supposed to forget where you came from, right? And if you do, you may lose sight of where you're going. And if you see each other as one, right, then you'll understand why it's important to continuously focus on the past, right? Because all of you came from somewhere, and all of you are going somewhere. If we judge, if there's a judgment on the earth right now, your consciousness or your being woke or spiritual or Christian is not going to stop you from being destroyed in the process. If that judgment is to destroy the earth plane, right? So you're all being merited as one anyway. So the answer is people hold on to the past. Okay, a lot of people hold on to the past to learn from it. And if we stop at least considering or considering the past, right, then where are we going? Because if you think about it, are emojis new? Emojis aren't new. Are telecommunication devices new? No. Are batteries new? Light bulbs, houses, temples, religion, worship, that none of this is new. So what actually are you getting away from? The evolution is yet to take place. Only thing is people fear change, and people fear having to be held accountable for what they have yet to accomplish. If you can look back the farthest points in these stories and find out that these people who are in the past somehow surpassed all of these people with all this information, all this technology, all of that. So it's being held accountable and also holding on to whatever that pinpoint is that can remind you of who you were at one point in time as human beings. All right? So that if they fail for this, you don't have to fall for that because you saw what that was. If they succeeded because of this, you can succeed because of this because you saw what that was and apply whatever that knowledge is or that science is to where you are in your mode right now, which is modern, your mode right now. Are you understanding?
Powerful. Sun Ra.
So I was gonna say something about evolution. Huh?
Now go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying somebody said that was a bar. Modern mode right now. Go ahead.
Could it also be possible that people get stuck in the past because that's the victimization mode that they have built upon themselves and they can't move past it, right? Some people have built their identity based upon victimhood and the organization around that. So it's possible that you can get stuck in that time because you're not ready to move forward. It may not be possible for some people to move forward.
Right.
They have this time frame. Go ahead, what'd you say?
No, keep going.
They have this time frame victimization hood that does not allow them to actually change or evolve into something more productive or more conducive to their situation. So this is why we have a lot of our people still in a loop, for a lack of a better term, because they can't get past the white man, they can't get past oppression, they can't get past certain things, and understand that if we are supposed to be gods, then we are supposed to evolve. We are supposed to change the situation. You can't just be in the struggle forever. That's what keeps you in that loop of not being able to evolve or stuck in a time.
Sunrise, you want to say something to that?
I did, but we can keep pushing. Cause I forgot. Think about something.
No.
Huh?
No, I want you to give it. Is there any take you want to give?
I forgot. So you keep pushing.
Okay, well, I think that a lot of people look at time in a linear fashion. They don't understand time from a physics aspect or from other aspects, but there's something. Time is very dynamic. You think you're living in the present right now, but you're actually living in futures past right now. Go figure that out. Light travels distances. Light hits the planet. By the time this light hits the planet where it was sourced from, it could be light years old. You're just witnessing it at this point. You see what I'm saying? Time is very dynamic. If you think of the past as something that is gone and not realizing that the past is right now, just like the future, you know what I'm saying, is right now, then you will look at it. Evolution, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't deal with it from evolution, from that aspect. I would look at it as a procession. You see what I'm saying? Time is something you use for measurement, and the device that you use will help you with your interpretation of time. You know what I'm saying? You can use moments to track time, right? Or you can use the sun or the moon or some far away galaxy. You get what I'm saying? Depending on the apparatus you use to track time, you get what I'm saying, is going to determine how you view time and how you measure time. You get what I'm saying? So that isn't always based on like some form of some evolution. It can just be dealing with a procession, you know what I'm saying, or an unfurling of something, you know what I'm saying, to a degree. I don't think it's always evolving. I don't think people are always evolving through time. You know what I'm saying? And why do people get stuck in the past? You're not stuck in the past. You get what I'm saying? You're not stuck in the past. You know what I'm saying? What it is the past is a part of time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're stuck in the past, you're damn near stuck in the future. You know what I'm saying? Or you're stuck in the present. You know, for me, it's a different way of looking at it. It's just really a different way of looking at it. But if you're looking at it like based off of the events, if you're measuring time based off of the events,
Man, isn't
right?
that one of the niggas that's still stuck at before?
Right. That means that you're tracking time based off of certain events that take place in your life. So it's not that you're stuck in the past, it's that you can't get your mind off of an event. You're in the present. You can't help but be in the present, but presently your mind is focused on a past event. You,
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
real quick.
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead, Heavy. I know you finished.
No,
My
you
bad.
good. Go ahead. No,
Okay.
you good.
Since y'all talking about time travel, right? If y'all want to time travel, it's very easy. You want to know how to? Heavy.
No, give
Okay.
it to me. You know I know how to time travel, but we're gonna talk
Let's
about it. Go ahead.
do it.
Go
It's
ahead.
very simple. It's very simple. What happens to time when you're having fun?
It flies by.
There you go. Case closed. What happens to
Mm-hmm.
time? What happens to time when you're depressed? It slows down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you control how fast time moves. Time is relative to you. Your zero time reference. You. Time revolves around your ass. You are the center of the universe. So if you want to speed up time, right? Raise your vibration, have fun, do something fun, whatever it is you like doing, rapping, singing, fucking, whatever it is. No, I'm serious. That will speed up time. That's simple. You need a damn time machine. Shit.
Love it.
Now, if you ask me how to go back in the past, I can't. You gotta go to the feds for that. I can't help you out for that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the feds.
What you do is you go and you buy a DeLorean and you get certain chemicals and you drive it to get it to go up to 88 miles per hour.
Now, wait, hold on, wait, no, wait. Now, why you bullshitting? Now, let's get into some pseudo shit. Why you bullshitting? Okay. Once you get into the Billionaires Boys Club, you better stay woke. Once you get into the Billionaires Boys Club, listen, at the mall, I be seeing these niggas wearing these shirts, and they don't know what that shit mean. But once you get to the Billionaires Boys Club, meaning you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, you are offered exotic services in time travel. So you can motherfucker, if you got the money in your account, you have access to technology where you can take a motherfucking vacation in the 1960s. Go check it out. Go check this shit out. You think I'm playing? Go check the shit out. You think I'm playing? That's it though. That's all I gotta say about that.
I tried to do that shit in my sleep. It didn't work, obviously. I'm still here. But I did try to go back before. I tried to go back by just thinking real hard about going back. And I ended up in 7th grade, and I was in the hallways of my old school. I was like, oh, shit, I did it. And then I was like, okay, let me just try to focus real hard on, like, the tiles and shit on the floor and all that. And then after a while, that shit started fading anyway. Like, this is some bullshit. But I tried to go back. It didn't work. They wouldn't let me.
If you follow a light, you can go back to the past.
Man, what you mean by that, man?
You can follow light. Follow that light backwards. You'll go back in time.
Or you don't become a billionaire. I'm telling you, they're gonna hit you up. They're gonna hit you up, Heavy. Would you like to go in the past, Heavy? Your bank account is booming. For $9 million, Heavy, we can take you back to blah 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 blah.
No experiments will be. I'm the only one that can experiment on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not. No amount of money they can get will make me allow the experiment.
They say
no way. I feel like it will all end in some fuckery. It all ended in some fuckery.
Wait, what you saying? What you saying, Faise?
Somebody said it's real. Yeah.
Right.
They say it's real. They just say they don't have the engineering. It's theoretically possible, but they don't have, like, what can activate an Einstein or the Einstein-Rosen bridge. What can activate it?
There you go. Stop right. There you go. So stop right there. There you go. So stop right there. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all, they got this technology, but it's only available to the super elite. That's what I'm saying.
I don't doubt it.
They got this, huh?
I said I don't doubt it.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying once you get into that billionaires boys club, then these type of services will be offered to you. That's one thing I'm saying. They figured that shit out. The Stargates. Now it's limited. They can't hop across the galaxy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's very limited.
And
there's a hotel.
Theoretically,
there's a hotel.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a hotel in California where they got a hot tub. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you get in this hot tub and you spill the right chemicals on it, and you can get it to short circuit, you'll travel back in time. But go ahead.
Hold on. Why you bullshitting? In LA at 999, they got a Stargate. Go Google it right now. Type in there's an address 999 is where that Stargate is. Why you bullshitting?
No, I'm gonna write that down. I'll definitely look into that. I'm over here bullshitting. But go ahead.
We got portals now. These phones are portals, and theoretically speaking, if I could take myself and disperse every atom and condense and convert it over into sound waves, all right, channel myself as electronic signals and rematerialize myself back into the materialized flesh being that I am, I could, theoretically speaking, travel through this phone, because sound has physicality. It's ordered movement, all right, going straight into this phone. But y'all are hearing me. How is that possible? Because of the conversion of sound waves into electronic signals, which actually causes for sound waves to travel faster than the speed of light. Okay? Sound can travel faster than the speed of light when it's converted into electronic signals. So think about what I'm saying. There's something faster than the speed of light. Sound when it travels through a phone.
I would say even your thought travels faster than the speed of light.
So, and even that is
that's why
intangible.
Remembering takes you back to the past.
Right? So they got the technology. I mean, at least they got the knowledge of it. If they have the technology, they haven't put it out yet, unless they put it in the movies, which is one of the ways they can communicate with each other.
That's true, but also, I believe they cut us off from certain understandings and certain practices due to, we living in square buildings, being in square blocks all day, wearing specific types of clothes, having a specific type of lifestyle, a specific type of diet, which don't allow our bodies to physically get into meditation anymore, for lack of a better term, which would allow us, or these hyper states of mind or consciousness would allow us to turn our bodies into light bodies and Merkabahs, where you actually are the machinery. And I believe that all of this replication in time machines and travel is nothing more than studying what I know a lot of people don't like to talk about this, but what melanin can do. You understand? And I'm not just getting into black or white. I'm talking about the actual makeup of what makes all physicality. And how like they have that little black goo that can turn into anything, they say, when they add sound or things of that nature. I believe that's contained in all humans, all of mankind. And so in order to make sure that's turned off, they have an entire system in place, right, to cut you off. This entire system is designed, right, as a cyst on the stem of your consciousness, the system. So
There's
your
only
entire life is designed so that you can't do any of these things.
there's only three possible ways, if I'm going to speak scientifically, that you will be able to travel through time. And you would have to understand these three particles. You would have to understand gravitrons, right? Keeping it a buck. You'd have to understand gluons, right? You'd have to understand how photons work. Why these three things? Because these are only three things that are massless, that are lighter than light, right? But one of them is needed to even hold nuclei together. You need the gluons to actually hold this together. So if a person can understand, like we say, how to make themselves possibly into a light body, right? Put yourself into a form of a light body, and be able to travel while still holding yourself together, which is going at certain speeds, which is really hard to go. I think that it's about 300,000 miles an hour or something like that. That's how as fast as that something with mass can go. You get what I'm saying? Like before it's just obliterated into a certain degree. Gluons, take the E out of the word, KJ, and you got the word gluons, right? Gluons, gravitrons, and photons. These are the only objects in our observable universe that are massless. They call them massless particles. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. So if you master how to move with just these particles, with just these objects, could deduce your body to just these things, then there's a way you could possibly travel through time.
It's funny to say that because they just put a new show out on Netflix, Three Body Something, and that's exactly how they travel through time.
So go figure. That would be the only way that I could think of how this would happen. Here we go.
Hey T, I seen that. I seen that. I seen the whole series in one day.
What, Three Body?
Yeah, yep.
This is pretty wild.
This is
Winked at them and shit.
This is a good one, guys. And I always say this: how do you astral project? We went over this yesterday, right? We go over this every day. Right. Someone asked a question about astral projection. I told y'all, throw that word away. Our ancestors didn't come up with that word, astral project. This is a word that was created in the 19th century by some white people. It was created by Madame Blavatsky, who created theosophy, which is her taking ancient cultural things and trying to whitewash them. So when you talk about astral projection actually deals with meditation in the dream world. This is what it is. So we're going to keep it what it is. Astral projection is nothing more than going into a dream state or into a highly meditative state. So intentional dreaming and intentional meditation. This is what you should call it. You shouldn't call it astral projection, because astral deals with the stars. Astral deals with the stars. Are you always going to the stars? Are you projecting yourself to the stars? So it could be a little misleading. You see what I'm saying? Right. Aleister Crowley's protege, right? So you're not projecting yourself to the stars. That's not what always happens. What you are doing is you are intentionally moving. You are intentionally moving by intentionally placing yourself in these meditative places and doing intentional dreaming. So throw the whole word away. It's not our word. It doesn't come from
Well,
us. We didn't
I
create
want to
that
say
word.
something a little different
I
than
want
what
to say,
Heavy did.
I want to say real quick.
Hold
I
on,
want
let me
to
say
put this in
this real
there.
quick. Let me just say this real quick,
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
If you are astral projection or astral projecting and want to know the benefits, you should also want to know how to protect yourself and your purpose and why you're doing it. So if one is just astral projecting freely because one has figured out that they can have outer body experiences at will or consciously, I would say you need to protect yourself because there are beings out there that know how to do the exact same process and can keep you out of your body and keep you out of your body using fear and then utilize your body as a similar way to a possession. And so if you're not really ready for these things or you come into this understanding, see, I forget the term that Heavy you used to use or whatever, when people get information beyond what they're capable of doing or comprehending. So just because you come into the understanding that astral projection is capable, or lack of a better term, projecting the body outside of oneself, that's not something that you should necessarily just want to do all willy-nilly, and you should know the reason. Where are you going? What's the purpose of this? What is the trajectory?
Right. Motion table. I literally answered the question in my statement. What do I suggest you replace the word with? Replacing the word means that as if there was no words to describe this process before she coined this phrase. Are you in the school of theosophy? So then why are you using tongue title? It's like
Theological terms.
theosophical words. I just told you the words you need to use: intentional meditation and intentional dreaming, because that's ultimately what astral travel is trying to
All right.
say.
Can I
You see what
tell
I'm
y'all a
saying?
true story?
Wait, hold on, T. Hold on, T. Give me 1 second. We also got to look at it from another perspective. So-called, I know Heavy don't like the word. So-called astral projection. We got to look at it from another perspective. We keep
Get
looking at shit from the human perspective. God damn it. We never look at things from the ethereal soul perspective. From the soul perspective, right? You are already astral projecting into an avatar on a planet. So the fact that you're in a body, you're conscious, you're already astral projecting yourself from another dimension
you
into your body.
you were astral projected. Do you understand? You you were projected into this space. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
This is so that's what I'm saying. And if we understand that, then we understand what we are doing now is not astral projecting. See, let's break these words down. We can try to give things other meanings, but it doesn't take away the frequential value of that statement or those words. What is astral? We all know what astral means. We all know what astral means. What is projection? Okay, now we're going to say it has nothing to do with what the words are saying. Now we say astral projection means this. No, astral means this, projection means this. Put them together. What does astral projection mean? They say, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What are we
Let me tell you.
doing?
So when I was out there fucking around with shit I shouldn't have been fucking around with, or I had no business knowing, astral projection was one of them, right? And so when I astral projected for the term, but what I now know is it was be having a outer body experience at will. I got to a place, for lack of a better term, and this place was like, for lack of a better understanding, it was just this black rock, right? And on this black rock were different types of creatures, but they could be inside, for lack of a better term, like morphed it. Like, see how this chair is here, but they could be in, like, I'm on it. They could like go through it, like like Casper the Friendly Ghost. That, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. And they said, be careful, because now this also could be because of where my consciousness was, but this was exactly what this spirit told me. It was like like almost like a dragon creature, but it wasn't a dragon. That's the best way I could describe it. It said to me to be very careful of the astral realm because this is where people, specific. Let me not get into that, but it said this is where people who do not have souls go and they can turn themselves into what you perceive as demons and attach. This is not a place for fun. It was literally created because so many people were on the planet causing havoc that did not have souls. They literally had to create a realm to harness these people or host them. That's what I was told when I had that experience. So when I did this, or whatever you want to call it, this was something that I came to the understanding is that we don't need to be necessarily messing with these realms if we don't really know. But the truth of the matter is, one of the main thing that it told me was that, and I'm saying this now because the way I viewed things back then is different, that this was specifically for white people. This realm was for those white people and beings that they were encountering that did not have souls.
Exactly.
Now I'm not
That's on point. I agree with that. That's on point. You're on point with that.
like I didn't have no fear or nothing. You know, I was actually searching, and it was funny because when I was doing this, some of the people that I were around were actually white, and I could see them doing something, or like not doing something. What do you call it? Like lingering. I don't know how to explain it. And so that's just the experience that I had. Now I'm not saying it's that that's what necessarily what it is, but I do understand that the astral realm is not something to be played with or something that you want to attain. It's not just because everybody's into this new age spiritual isms, you know what I'm saying? Not every part of the forest needs to be explored, or not every part of, you can't necessarily be going all the way down to the ocean without the proper equipment. And even if you have the proper equipment, it may fail because some
T, can I ask you a
places,
question? Can I ask you a question? T, can I ask you a question? Would you rather
yeah,
go to a forest? Would you rather go into a forest by yourself or with a guide? Which one would you choose?
I've done both, and both have served me great.
Okay, okay. I would choose the guide. That's
So,
what I would do. I would choose the
no, the
guide.
part of a ritual that I went through, I had to spend a certain amount of time in the woods by myself with nothing and be able to produce. And if I wasn't able to do that, then I would not have been able to, I guess you can say, be initiated or given certain amounts of information.
Okay, so the point of me saying that was to get back to your question earlier about what's the point of having master teachers and guides. Ultimately, these master teachers, real knowledge they want to give you has nothing to do with Earth. It's like Dr. York and all the other teachers. Listen, real quick. All the other teachers, the real knowledge they want to give you has nothing to do with Earth. They're just getting you prepared for that astral projection, so-called interdimensional travel.
I
That's
don't
the
disagree with
real
that.
secret about
A
that.
lot, a lot
Huh?
of people want to get into that and say it's pseudo because certain people are maybe not equipped to have higher levels of understanding or education, or not education, of wisdom and knowledge that can only be incurred via, you have to be born with or has to be bestowed upon you. Yes, there are certain places for teachers and there are certain places for, you do need these things, but at the same time, there are those, like our ancestors knew that someone like King Tut came directly from the ancestral realm who had information. This is why he could be the boy king at 9. This is why they wanted to kill him at 14. You know what I'm saying? See, we forget these types of knowledges and we want to call it pseudo, but some of us do because remember, Faze came and told y'all that what's his name? Kanye was a king. Beyonce was a queen. They're gods, right? Jay-Z was a god. Kevin Gates was a god, right? Certain people do have this information, and Hollywood was constructed in order to control these things. But I'm not even going to get into that. You understand? Because of certain people who know who they are. You know what I mean? Certain people know that they're gods. And if everyone can see and know that they're gods, then, the false reality of what we've been given would be broken. If everyone was taught that they could fly and you knew that the collective consciousness was based off of everyone around you being able to perceive, and this is how consciousness actually moves forward or how you actually change things, then you would understand you would be changing your reality, but they cannot allow that. This is why they create a construct for consciousness to be controlled. You understand? So if consciousness is not controlled, and then they give you the perspective of the how do I say this? If they give you the perspective and then the collective takes it, this is why gossip is so powerful, right? They'll give you these celebrities to worship and say, oh, this one did this, and then you go and gossip about Nicki Minaj, what the fuck is her name, Cardi B, and such, and you really don't know, but this is what they're saying. So now reality has gone into the masses, right? This reality has gone, and you have projected this into your reality. You understand? This is why we have to understand the power of, I know what they want to say is pseudo, but some people are given certain knowledges and wisdoms to bring back to others. But a lot of us, we're in this debate mode or trying to prove everything. Some things are improvable, right? This is why you believe in God, right? But when it comes to someone else trying to give you some understanding wisdom, you want to challenge, you want to do these things. You know what I mean? Certain wisdoms and knowledges can only come from within. It's just what it is. This is why they tell you to go meditate, sit down and be still, or go listen to the river, go listen to the mountains, go listen to the trees.
We got a good question, guys. This is in every Black Power handbook.
I'm gonna answer this real quick.
What can melanin do?
Melanin, right? And it's not black, not white, not melanin is found in everything, from the tree to the grass. It's what allows us in existence. Okay, I'm not gonna go into what people call the pseudo aspect and say, oh, black people, white people, Chinese people, melanin, neuromel, all of them other things. We have to understand that this is something that is a substance that is needed for all of reality to exist. It's a super substance, just like water, for a lack of a better term.
Besides all the other stuff, pigmentation, photo protection, and all that. But one of the key things that I would say that melanin does that people just they don't fully understand is melanin really, it takes light and it creates a chemical substance. This is profound. Melanin transmutes light.
I was about to say that.
Divine alchemy. We talk about alchemy. We talk about turning lead to gold. But this is very profound. To take light and then synthesize it and transmute it,
which is vitamin.
How many things do you know on the face of the earth can transmute light? You know,
plants,
fucking sun eater.
You know,
plants and mushrooms. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Plants and mushrooms are those two things, and we are very similar to plants and mushrooms when you study them. Your cell structure looks very similar to chlorophyll, the structure that's found in plants, right? We have a natural interconnection to each other the same way mushrooms do, right? Via the mycelium network. Mushrooms are the only substance, well, not the only, but one of the greatest substances, the top two substances that you can go to and extract pure melanin and extract pure vitamin D. You understand? Besides actual people. The only other plant that I'm aware of that you can actually do this is the pine. Is any of the pine coniferous plants. I think that's the coniferous, or is it deciduous? The ones that can stay all year round and don't lose their leaves. Those are the only two beings that can do this. And why is this so important? Because they don't need any other substance other than light. You understand? To synthesize or to do what they do. They need light and maybe water. Water might be the other thing. And so when you study them and you study the connection in nature, then you'll be able to see exactly what you are and who you are, because your body is designed in the exact same way.
Ooh, it's 11:11 here. 1-1-1-1.
No, it's 2.
It's 11. No,
2-11 over here. Yeah,
I just see 1-1-1-1.
There's two.
You know what I'm saying? That's.
Yeah.
Someone asked, isn't melanin just condensed light? No. That's one of the functionalities of melanin. It transmutes light.
Yes.
It condenses light. So this is one of the things that's profound, because what is light? Ultimately, light is information. Light is information. So what melanin is ultimately doing is it is transmuting information that has been transmitted. So it takes these light transmissions, it gathers the info of it, right, and then it transmutes it. You see what I'm saying? This is profound. You know what I'm saying? This is very profound. God gave me a book. Okay, did you read it? Did you read the book? You know, that's more. That's a more question. Now someone said, wait, we got that one. Reevaluate. Here it is. Revaluation spoke of this
I think it's
earth
talking about Revelation.
being destroyed. Is he trying to say Revelation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like revaluation.
I think he meant the book
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Revelation
Book
spoke
of
on the earth being
Revelation.
destroyed by.
Right. Do y'all think this is true? And if so, oh my goodness. Man, y'all gotta learn how to type. And if so,
Let
when?
me.
Is that what he said?
Why?
If so, when?
If so,
Okay.
let,
Revelation
let me answer that real
talks
quick.
about the earth being wouldn't that be a prophecy that wouldn't be revealed? And if you read the book of, so if you're reading the book of Revelations, let's go to the very last word scriptures in Revelations. So you didn't finish reading Revelations. You stopped at the world being destroyed by fire. Okay?
Did you
It
mean when?
says
Or
this. Right. It says that no man, and Jesus even said, no man knows the time. No man knows the coming. No man knows when that this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Not even John the Revelator could reveal to you when that was actually going to take place. If you believe in these scriptures or what you're reading, then only the Son of Man would know that day. When that would take place. You see what I'm saying? So we can't pick that day. All we can do is fearmonger and tell people it's going to happen. Like some people said 2012, some people said in 1999, some people said in 1973 and 75, some people said in the year 2000. You know what I'm saying? Some people say this. We just know that that there's a possibility in many ways that could take place. That could take place by the earth burning itself through volcanic eruptions and things like that. That could take place with the comet. That could take place with the sun and in the breaking down of our fields. You know,
But
it could many ways that the earth could be destroyed by fire.
hey, and
You know
I'm
what I'm
gonna say
saying?
this.
But we
hold on. Check this out. Check this out. We do understand, according to our records, that after every certain amount of years, there's a shift, and
right.
that shift is perceived by humans as an apocalypse. 'Cause when you're talking about changes in the plates and all that, and different atmospheric conditions that cause volcanoes to explode, floods, it's going to be perceived as an apocalypse to humans, right? But to the planet, it's just shifting. So we do
Yeah.
know that the planet will be shifting. But now the real question is when.
What
That's the real
if that
question. Huh?
shift is being? Well, I said, what if that shift, that natural shift, is just being used as an apocalyptic event, and it's really not?
Because
Then would it have to?
because hold on, because from the human standpoint, it will be apocalyptic. You're talking about you're talking about entire continents sinking, entire continents being wiped out, new continents forming, right? So most definitely from the human standpoint, it will be apocalyptic. But from the standpoint of the earth is just going to be shifting.
So I don't
Mm.
agree with that, but the way I see it is, the whole fire thing, right? Like God coming back and burning up the earth, and Jesus coming out the sky, opening up the sky, and things. These are taking place within. That fire is your consciousness rising. That fire is the so-called Kundalini, quote, 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 energy rising up and shifting your reality. And that is God coming back, and that is what Revelations is talking about. It is a metaphoric change for that fire that must come from within. And when they talk about the earth heating up and things of that nature, that has everything to do with the level of consciousness, right? The earth had been cool because the consciousness level had been so low. As the earth, as consciousness rises, the earth is heating up. Think of it like a fever, right? When you have a fever, everything up that's sick is burning up inside of you. This is why we see the chaos that's happening right now. So it's, for me, the way I understand that is it's literally metaphorical, right? The fire that is happening, it's taking place from within. It's taking change as you know when they say, you never heard the term, like, get a fire lit under your ass so you can move. That's what they're talking about. This man with coming open and opening up the sky. That's not happening. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's coming to or understanding. It's about literally you creating that fire and changing the consciousness of the planet. So the more the consciousness rises, the more the earth heats up. There's no reason for cold. There's no reason for these things. Literally, we having 70-degree days in February. I showed y'all before, my garden, where I live in New Jersey, in February, it should be drastic. My garden is growing. My mustard seeds is growing. My arugula is growing in February, new. You understand? So we have to understand that this is a different earth that we are actually encountering by us enacting with her and changing and shifting the consciousness. That's what it literally comes to. It comes to.
That's powerful. Let's see.